We are going to finish solving compound inequalities today. You need to take notes, write this down. It's going on page 19 in your notebook. I will be making sure today that you are turning in homework and stuff, because that's starting to be a problem. We have to make sure we're all turning in the homework, or it's not going to help you out. All right, so let's go ahead and look at number 3, and then we got the graph over here. This is an and compound inequality. We talked about this yesterday. So if you need help, we're going to cover up this left side over here and add 3 to all 3 sides. Okay? Cross out. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1, is less than x, is less than 8. Okay? To graph, open circle on 1, open circle on 8, and if you remember, and means we're going to shade in between because the x is in between. Okay. Pause the video, try number 4. This is the second day of this, so hopefully it's kind of a review for you. If it's not, make sure you're paying attention so you understand. Remember, if you need help, don't know what to do, cover up the left side. We'll subtract 2. Negative 10 is less than 3x, is less than or equal to, not negative 10, negative 12. Don't forget to add things like I just did. 6. Okay, I'm going to write this down again because I ran out of room. And I'm going to divide by 3 everywhere. Negative 4, less than x, less than or equal to 2. Okay. Open circle on negative 4, close circle on 2, and shade in between. Number 6. Number 6. I'm going to, remember it's or. Or means I just work 2 problems. So I'm going to add 5 on the first one. So x is greater than or equal to 3. Turns out I also add 5 on this one. It's not always that way, but sometimes it works out that way. X is less than or equal to negative 1. Put an or between them. We're going to graph. This says x is greater than or equal to 3. Oh, close the circle. Shade to the right because it's greater than, and put an arrow. It goes on forever, that's why we're putting those arrows. Circle negative 1. Close the circle. Shade to the left because it's less than. Put an arrow. Remember, ors should point in the opposite direction except for very special cases. Try number 7 by yourself by pausing the video. All right, add 1. 4x is less than 16. Divide by 4. Running around a room on this one too. I'll write it right here. X is less than 4. Okay. I'm going to rewrite this one over here because I ran out of room. 8x greater than or equal to 48. Divide by 8. X is greater than or equal to 6. I'm going to write the answer over here. X is less than 4, or x is greater than or equal to 6. Okay. Again, I'm going to graph it. Open circle on 4, shade to the left because it says x is less than 4. Close circle on 6, shade to the right because it says x is greater than or equal to 6. Okay. All right, 9 and 10 are kind of what we did the other day, where we started out by talking about what these graphs mean. Number 9, we have an and compound inequality. I know it's and because it's in between, so we have an x in between, okay? And my numbers are -3 and -8. I'm just writing them down right underneath the graph. Now, let's think about what's going on. We have -3 here, and all the values less than -3, so less than. It does not need a line underneath it because it's an open circle. Next, I have the values greater than -8. But since this is written over here, I need to have x with the larger piece pointing towards the x and the smaller towards the -8. This says x is between -8 and -3. All I'm doing is writing the compound inequality. I have done that. See if you can try number 10, but it's an or problem. I know it's or because it's got them pointing in opposite directions. I'm going to start this one by listing the numbers I've got. I've got an x, and I got an x, and I have or. Now I need to actually determine which symbols I need. This is pointing to the left. That's the numbers less than -4. This is pointing to the right. That's the numbers greater than 2. This is an open circle, which means no line. This is closed, which means I need a line. Okay? So on all of these, whether they are and or, you're going to write down the numbers, and I'm going to write it right under the number line just to make sure I do it correctly. And then I'm going to determine if it's and or, and then I'm going to place my symbols. Okay? Let's try number 12. Number 12, write a compound inequality to represent the indicated quality control level and graph the solutions. The recommended alkalinity level for swimming pool water is between, that's important, 80 and 120 parts per million. Inclusive means we are going to include it. It means we're going to include or equal to. That's what inclusive means. Include or equal to. I have 80. I have 120. An and inequality can be written as between. So this says x is between 80 and 120. I have or equal to because it says inclusive. If it does not say inclusive, do not put or equal to. If it says or equal to, put or equal to. Circle 180, circle 120, close the points and shade in between. Now, in case you haven't noticed by now, all of our compound inequalities, and anyway, are less than. And compound inequalities should be written with the smaller number less than the variable less than the larger number. That will help you some. Fold this in half and glue it on 19. And then you're going to work on the compound inequality work. Tomorrow we are not having a quiz. I know this is the first Friday without one. We normally have a quiz every Friday, a quiz or a test anyway. So this Friday, you're working on any of the work. You're going to come to my office hours if you need help on any of the work from this week, okay? You have to be turning in the work, or I have no idea if you know how to do any of it or not, all right? So turn in the work. Okay, there's page 19. Make sure you have titled it. I will see you tomorrow if you need to come to office hours. Otherwise, I will see you on Monday. Let you see that title. There you go.